If you answered yes to any of the previous questions, Barbs Carbs is here to help. We will give you the right balance of the right carbohydrates to ensure that you're not gaining weight. A common disorder associated with having a low-carb diet is gaining weight. Eating too much lipids and proteins makes your body store its energy instead of using it. When storing energy, you gain weight. Eating carbs will decrease the amount of food you eat as well. When you eat carbs, carbs are full of a lot of fiber, and fiber is something that makes you feel a lot more full than having lipids or proteins in your system, which you'll just want to eat more of. This was me just 2 years ago on a no-carb diet. Since starting Barb's Carbs diet plan, I have lost over 260 pounds. I never thought this would be possible for me after going down that slump that I did. I had completely removed carbohydrates from my diet, eating just protein and lipids to fuel me. My body couldn't use those nutrients as immediate energy, so I became really sluggish and out of shape. Now with carbohydrates in my body, I feel great and have the energy and blood sugar levels to work off mass in a healthy way.
Monday, happy day. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Also, by eating carbs rather than lipids or protein, my body feels less full while consuming the same amount of nutrients. When you call 1-800-BARBS-CARBS, not only will you receive our brochure, but you will also receive a 3D carb model from Barb herself. This particular model is a alpha glucose, which you can tell because the carbon-1 hydroxide is located under the inner ring of carbons. Glucose is a perfect example of a monosaccharide. It has a nice sweet taste and gives you immediate energy. Glucose is very important in maintaining proper blood sugar levels. Other carbohydrates can be found in the form of oligosaccharides, which are made up of 2 or 3 simple sugars with a glycosic linkage. So the other form of a carbohydrate, which is a polysaccharide, which is made up of thousands of simple sugars. Another common disorder associated with a low-carb diet is hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia occurs with low glucose levels. Common symptoms are lightheadedness, confusion, hunger, and headaches. Carbs are very important because they break down into simple sugars during digestion. Those can give you immediate energy, which can be a quick cure to hypoglycemia.
That was me 2 years ago. But now, after trying Barb's Carbs, my life is 100% better. I was on a no-carb diet before, but now that I started to try Barb's Carbs, it started bringing sugars into my life because carbs break down into monosaccharides, which are glucose, and it's brought my blood sugar levels back up. So I'm ready to go, and I can do anything.
Woo! But that was 2 years ago. Look at me now. Barb's Carbs has changed my life, and I'm full of energy now. Carbs can be broken into 2 categories: simple, like sugars, or complex, like starches. Both types fuel your body for its everyday functions. As mentioned before, carbs can be broken down by your body for immediate energy, glucose. Since glucose is a monosaccharide, it's much easier for your body to be able to take it and break it down into energy. It's considered immediate energy because since it is only 1 molecule big, it doesn't last as long in the body. On the other hand, you have glycogen, the polysaccharide chain made of glucose molecules, and these are by far Barb's favorite carb. Since it can be composed of several hundred or 1,000 glucose molecules, it takes your body much longer to be able to break it down, which is why it's considered more of an energy storing carb since it lasts a lot longer and your body also stores it in your organs like your liver, while simple carbs are just flowing through your bloodstream.
Carbohydrates are much more important than lipids and proteins. Why store our energy when we could use it and replenish it easily with carbohydrates? Having that energy sitting in our body for long periods of time can cause problems and could be avoided by eating more carbohydrates.
So you've learned that carbs can be used for 2 different types of energies. What else could it possibly do? Well, carbs aren't just a one-trick pony. They can also help preserve your body and keep it from deteriorating. You see, since carbs are the primary source of energy for your body, that's what your body obviously uses. But if there's an inadequate amount of carbs, your body will start breaking down proteins to make glucose. This may not seem terrible until you find out that proteins are the building blocks of muscle, which means that your body is essentially eating its own muscles. How crazy is that? These would go away! Complex carbs, starches, are mostly found in items such as bread, pasta, rice, vegetables, and beans. Make sure that they're whole grain or wheat though, because they are considered natural starches. Refined starches, which are not as nutritious and healthy, can be found in things like white bread, pasta, pastries, cookies, and highly processed and sugar-filled cereals. See? Things like these, cookies? No. The whole wheat and grain breads, pastas, rice, vegetables, and beans are all healthier due to being less processed and artificial, leading to a reduced amount of fats and calories, as long as your portions are proper. Natural starches are naturally filled with more minerals and nutrients, as well as typically having a higher fiber content, great for when you're sitting in those washrooms and you need to pass it.
Okay there, that's it for today, folks. Please call 1-800-BARBS-CARBS to get your carbohydrates today and have Barb personally assign you a carbohydrate diet. If you call right now, you will get a second carbohydrate model
for absolutely free! We must be out of our minds! No, it's just that we're full of glucose and we're just so full of energy that we want to give it to you. So call now.
1-800-BARBS-CARBS.